Hamad sir, can you hear me?
Absolutely. Thank you very much for this great conversation.
How are you doing today?
I'm very well. Very well. It's been a nice day in Toronto. Quite sunny and nice today.
All right, all right, all right. So I basically have a very interesting question for a lot of new immigrants because this channel is all about future Canadians who are going to become new immigrants. So the first question that comes to every new immigrant's mind is that how will they land a job in their first few weeks or first few months? And there are so many mistakes that new immigrants, especially from South Asian countries, these new immigrants make those mistakes. So I would like if you could point out those mistakes so that the people who are going to watch this video, they will be getting benefit out of it and they will not do those mistakes so that their career progression is smooth and they can land a job properly.
This is a great question, Ali. I went from several countries who are either already in Canada or in the process of coming to Canada. Now, the fact of the matter is that those who land in Canada usually first time in this country. They have never visited Canada before. This is the usual case. And there are three biggest immigrants who come to Canada. The biggest is China. So Chinese are large in number. The second biggest is India. And then the third is Pakistan. So these are the three countries. I usually deal with the Indian, Pakistani, Sri Lankan, and Bangladeshis. And as South Asians, we all have similar. So, and probably this whole conversation will help them understand what those issues could be. So a lot of research using Google and YouTube, which is great. But how would you figure out what the actual situation on the ground is when you really don't know how big? Somebody saying, I live in Toronto does not really mean that you are living in Toronto. And why I mentioned Toronto, because in GTA, Greater Toronto, we received the largest number of immigrants. Everybody landing on Pearson Airport is actually landing in Toronto. But Toronto is a city, but all around Toronto, all other cities that are in a radius of several, the whole area is called Greater Toronto area. So I live in a city called Oshawa, which is 40 minutes from Toronto. And there is another city after me. And that city is also within Greater Toronto area. So the furthest end of Greater Toronto area, which is Oakville, it will take me at least 2 hours of drive on a highway. So you can, so the dimension of this whole space is something that we don't really understand. So figuring out where do we stay and what does it mean? So staying in Toronto means higher taxes, maybe higher car insurance. And as high as if you go to Brampton, which has the world's highest insurance because of the thefts. So if like I pay for my car insurance $170 a month, if I have an address, I'll be paying $500 a month. So that's the difference. You know, the demography is so different when you land in a new country. So you can still do your research on Google or YouTube, but the reality will emerge when you land in Canada. So keep your minds open, keep your hearts open. The other major issue that everybody faces is who do you speak with? Be the community that you should speak with. So often people from our part of the world, they get some help through friends and family members. That means that if I am an IT graduate or an IT expert, if I'm staying with someone there is a disconnect. A banker would not know what the market would like for an IT person. That's another issue. So the right level of connection and contacts. The third issue is people start with survival jobs. So it's a misconception we have, people who land, is that everybody suffers and everybody starts with a survival job. Now the survival, there's nothing wrong with it, by the way, but working as a sales associate or a merchandiser, these kind of jobs that are like, which are laborious jobs, or working at Amazon, laborious job. Now, often people coming from a level of education experience, they are not exposed to laborious job. And very quickly, they got frustrated. and they get tired. And some fall sick also because they're not used to working in cold environments or working like overnight labor jobs. Now the choice is to either opt for a survival job or go back to a college and do your 1 year certificate program. Once you have that certificate program, then you are ready for the job market in Canada. So the readiness for the job market is really important. Usually IT people have an edge because the demand for IT technology people or software people, coders is, but somebody coming from banking background, they need to get some licenses. So learning about those things, is something that usually is missing when somebody lands in Canada. One of the biggest thing that I have seen is their social capital. So when you leave Dubai, Saudi, Qatar, or India and Pakistan, what you lose, because you do not really know people within your own field when you land in Canada, and the place is so big, right? If you know someone in Oakville and Oshawa, going to Oakville will just kill you. I mean, that's just too difficult, at least initially when you don't have a car and you don't drive there. So developing your social capital is really important. Then next question will be, how do you do that? And let's address this. If you have anything to ask at this stage, otherwise I will address that question.
Yes, actually, Hamad, I have a summary of what we just talked about. First of all, when an immigrant lands in Canada, they don't understand the demography. They don't understand the areas, where to go, whom to speak, whom to connect. So that is the first mistake. And the second mistake, not connecting with the right social circle. These are the two mistakes that every new immigrant makes, because you're talking of experience. You have communicated with so many new immigrants along your coaching journey and your wide experience. And then the third reason that you mentioned was that they opt for survival jobs in a rush. They don't wait for the right schooling for that matter, right certification for that matter. So a question relevant to that, how crucial do you think learning a new skill while you are in Canada, while you have landed in Canada, how crucial is learning a new skill? And is it really important to go back to school, or certifications, the certifications that are out there, would those certifications will be okay for a new immigrant to land a job or not?